You ever get that feeling like when you're like scrolling through the radio and you land on a song you haven't heard in forever? It's like
Mm-hmm.
familiar,
Yeah.
but like also surprising.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from OpenAI's latest moves.
Okay.
We're diving into their Dev Day announcements,
Okay.
and let me tell you,
Yeah.
they're taking accessible AI to like a whole new level.
It is intriguing, isn't it? We're
Yeah.
so used to AI being all about these like cutting edge apps and interfaces,
hmm
but it seems like OpenAI is like going in the opposite direction, almost embracing retro technology.
Exactly. They announced that you can now have voice conversations with ChatGPT
What?
over the phone.
Really?
Yeah, they even set up a dedicated number, 1-800-JGGPT.
I
And during the presentation, they demonstrated it using a flip phone and even a rotary phone.
Wow. That's uh that's amazing. I mean, that really gets your attention, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's a clever way to make a statement about accessibility. They're essentially saying that anyone, even someone with like the most basic phone technology,
Yeah.
can interact with ChatGPT.
and it's not just a gimmick.
Yeah.
They showed someone using the phone line to get real-time Spanish translations.
No.
They even had the rotary phone explain a complex AI concept
Wow.
in a way a 5-year-old could understand.
That's incredible. What's really interesting to me is like the strategic thinking behind this
Yeah,
seemingly simple move.
right.
By going back to basics,
Yeah,
OpenAI is tapping into a massive user base that might not have access to smartphones
right.
or reliable internet.
hmm
Think about rural communities,
Yes.
older demographics, or even developing countries where phone lines are much more prevalent than high-speed internet.
It's like they're leapfrogging over the digital divide by leveraging existing infrastructure.
Yeah,
And they're doing it in a way that's both practical and playful.
I like that.
You get 15 minutes of free talk time per month.
Okay.
And if you need more, you can download the ChatGPT app and sign up for an account.
Oh, okay.
It's a smart way to introduce people to the technology and potentially convert them into paying users down the line.
It's almost like a Trojan horse strategy, or
Yeah.
bringing AI into people's lives through a familiar and trusted channel.
Mm-hmm.
But it also raises some intriguing questions.
Yeah,
For instance, how effective can voice interaction be for complex tasks?
right.
And what about potential limitations in understanding diverse accents or speech patterns?
Those are excellent points. It's easy to get swept up in the novelty of it all,
Yeah,
but it's crucial to consider the practical implications.
absolutely. And it will be fascinating to see how OpenAI addresses these challenges as they continue to develop this voice-based interface.
Okay, so we've covered the phone calls,
Right.
but that's not all.
Oh,
OpenAI also announced that ChatGPT is now accessible through WhatsApp,
wow.
the messaging app used by billions of people worldwide.
So this move seems to align with their strategy of integrating AI into existing platforms
Yeah.
that people are already comfortable with.
Right.
They're meeting users where they are rather than trying to force them onto a new platform.
And they didn't just announce it, they did a live demo that was pretty impressive.
Oh, wow.
They used ChatGPT through WhatsApp to plan a dinner menu,
Okay.
and they threw in some curveballs to really test its capabilities.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, the demo showcased ChatGPT's ability to adapt to changing requests.
Interesting.
The user initially asked for a pesto recipe,
Okay.
then suddenly decided to go vegan.
Oh.
ChatGPT seamlessly adjusted,
Oh.
providing a vegan alternative.
Okay.
Then another user chimed in, saying they only wanted meat.
Oh, gosh.
Again, ChatGPT effortlessly provided meat-based options.
That's impressive.
It was like watching a chef effortlessly adapt to dietary restrictions on the fly.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was all done through text messages, the primary way people use WhatsApp, makes it all the more impressive.
This integration with WhatsApp opens up a whole new world of possibilities, especially considering WhatsApp's global reach.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to get information, translations, or even personalized recommendations
Oh, yeah.
simply by sending a text message.
They even hinted at future plans to integrate ChatGPT accounts with WhatsApp, which would unlock even more features, like image chat and search.
Oh, wow.
Imagine sending a picture of your fridge to ChatGPT and getting recipe suggestions based on what you have on hand.
That would be amazing. The potential applications are vast.
Yeah.
And it's clear that OpenAI is thinking long term.
Right.
They're not just focused on building standalone AI products,
Hmm.
but on weaving AI into the fabric of our digital lives.
So I've gone from rotary phones to WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's quite a range.
It is quite a range.
Yeah.
But what does it all mean? What's the bigger picture here?
Well, I think what we're witnessing is a deliberate effort by OpenAI to democratize access to AI.
Hmm.
They're making it clear that AI isn't just for tech-savvy early adopters.
Mm-hmm.
It's for everyone.
But why would OpenAI choose to offer a service that could potentially limit user engagement, like the 15-minute free phone call limit?
That's a good question. It might be a way to manage costs while still providing a valuable service to a wider audience.
Okay.
It's also possible that they see it as like a marketing tool,
Yeah.
a way to give people a taste of what ChatGPT can do and encourage them to sign up for a paid account.
It's almost like they're playing the long game, focusing on building a large and diverse user base first,
Yeah.
and then figuring out the monetization strategy later.
And that brings us to like the next layer of this discussion.
Okay.
What are the strategic implications of these moves?
Yeah.
Is OpenAI simply trying to be everyone's AI buddy, or is there a more calculated motive at play?
That's a great question. It seems like there's more to unpack here.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the strategic implications, let's pause for a moment and let you, our listener,
Yep.
process what we've covered so far. What's your initial reaction to these new ways of interacting with ChatGPT?
Yeah.
What stands out to you?
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive.
Welcome back.
Okay.
So, let's kind of shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And delve a little bit more into the strategic implications of OpenAI's latest moves.
Okay.
These seemingly simple announcements.
Right.
ChatGPT on the phone, ChatGPT in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
They kind of hint at a much broader vision, I think.
Okay, so strategic hats on.
Yeah.
Is OpenAI just trying to be the friendly face of AI, or is there like a deeper game at play here?
Well, I think it's more nuanced than that.
Right.
On the surface, yeah, it's about expanding reach, making AI more accessible. But I think if we look deeper,
Yeah.
OpenAI is subtly shifting the playing field here.
Okay.
They're normalizing AI interaction,
Right.
making it as commonplace as a phone call and a text message.
So it's not just about providing a service.
Yeah,
It's about shaping how we think about and interact with AI in the future.
exactly. Imagine a world where AI isn't confined to apps or devices, but is like seamlessly woven into our everyday communication channels. We might not even think of it as using AI anymore. It just becomes a natural extension of how we interact with the world.
That's a fascinating thought. But wouldn't that make OpenAI heavily reliant on these other platforms like phone networks, WhatsApp, and so on?
Yeah, that's the strategic tightrope that they're walking.
Right.
They're leveraging existing infrastructure to reach billions of users,
Mhm.
but it does come with a degree of dependence.
Right.
They're essentially betting that these platforms will remain dominant in the long run.
So it's a calculated risk for sure.
Yeah.
But it also highlights the potential for both collaboration and competition in the AI landscape. If OpenAI becomes the go-to AI provider for these platforms,
Yeah.
they gain enormous power. But they also become vulnerable if those platforms shift their strategies or choose to develop their own AI solutions.
And let's not forget the users in all of this.
Right.
How might these developments impact our relationship with AI?
Yeah, that's a crucial question. We've talked about access and strategy, but what does it mean for someone using ChatGPT through their phone or WhatsApp?
Well, on the one hand, I think it could lead to greater comfort and familiarity with AI.
Okay.
Imagine getting quick translations, information, or even just a friendly chat
Yeah,
through a medium you already use every day.
right.
It could demystify AI and make it feel less intimidating.
But there's also the potential for over-reliance.
Yeah.
If we become too accustomed to getting instant answers and assistance from AI, could it impact our own critical thinking skills
Yeah.
or problem-solving abilities?
It's a valid concern.
Right.
There's a balance to be struck between convenience and maintaining our own cognitive agency. We need to be mindful of how we use these tools and ensure they enhance our capabilities rather than replace them.
And what about data privacy? OpenAI is gaining access to an incredible amount of data through these integrations.
That's an important consideration.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
Right.
we need to be increasingly aware of how our data is being collected, used, and protected.
It's a reminder that technological advancements, even those with seemingly positive aims,
Right.
often come with trade-offs.
Yeah.
We need to approach these developments with a critical eye,
Yeah.
asking questions about not just the convenience they offer,
Right.
but also the potential implications for our privacy,
Mm-hmm.
autonomy,
Yeah.
and even our social dynamics.
Absolutely. We can't simply assume that more AI is always better. It's about understanding the nuances, the potential benefits and risks, and engaging in thoughtful conversations about how we want to shape this future.
So it's not just about OpenAI's strategy or the capabilities of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's about a much broader societal conversation about the role of AI in our lives.
Exactly. And that conversation needs to involve everyone, not just the tech companies and developers.
Mm.
We, as users, need to be informed,
Yeah.
engaged, and vocal about how we want to see this technology develop and how we want to interact with it.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From the strategic motivations behind OpenAI's announcements
Mm-hmm.
to the potential impact on users and society as a whole.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to you, our listener.
Okay.
We've explored the what and the why.
Right.
Now what's your so what?
Yeah.
What resonates with you from this conversation?
Yeah.
What questions does it spark in your mind?
That's a great point. Before we move on to our final thoughts,
Yeah.
we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways?
Okay, so we've talked about OpenAI's strategic moves
Mm.
and the potential impact of these new ChatGPT features. But now let's kind of bring it all home. What does this mean for you, our listener, as you navigate this evolving AI landscape?
Well, it's about recognizing that AI is no longer some futuristic concept, right? It's becoming embedded in the tools and platforms that we use every day.
Yeah.
These announcements from OpenAI are a clear signal that AI is moving beyond the realm of specialists and tech enthusiasts
Right.
and becoming accessible to anyone with a phone or messaging app.
So instead of just reading headlines about AI,
Mm-hmm.
we should be paying attention to how it's showing up in our daily lives.
Exactly. And it's not just about being aware of it, it's about becoming a more informed and discerning user.
Right.
When you encounter AI in a product or service, ask yourself,
Yeah.
how is this AI being used?
Mm.
What data is it collecting?
Mhm.
What are the potential benefits? And are there any downsides I should be aware of?
It's almost like developing a new kind of digital literacy.
Right.
We need to be savvy, not just about how to use these AI tools, but also about understanding their limitations and potential impact.
Think of it this way. You wouldn't buy a new gadget without reading reviews or understanding how it works.
Right.
The same critical thinking should apply to AI.
Okay.
Don't just accept it at face value. Engage with it thoughtfully and critically.
So how can we do that? What are some practical steps we can take to become more informed AI users?
Well, you can start by paying attention to the AI-powered features you already use.
Well,
Many apps and services use AI for things like recommendations, search results, or language translation. Take a moment to think about how those features work and what data they might be using.
And if something feels off or you have concerns about how your data is being used,
Yeah.
don't hesitate to ask questions.
Mhm.
Reach out to the company or do some research online.
Yeah.
You have the right to understand how these technologies are impacting you.
And beyond just individual awareness,
Mm-hmm.
we need to engage in broader conversations about AI.
Right.
Talk to your friends, your family, your colleagues about these developments. Share your thoughts and concerns and be open to hearing different perspectives.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed or powerless in the face of rapid technological change. But remember, we're not just passive recipients of AI.
Right.
We have a role to play in shaping its development and use.
Exactly. The future of AI isn't predetermined. It's being shaped right now by the choices that companies like OpenAI make,
Right.
by the regulations that governments put in place, and by the conversations we have and the actions we take.
So it's not just about learning how to use the latest AI tools.
Yeah?
It's about engaging in a thoughtful and informed dialogue about the role we want AI to play in our lives and in society as a whole.
Well said. And remember, this is an ongoing conversation.
Yeah.
The AI landscape is constantly evolving, and we'll be here to guide you through it,
Right.
exploring the latest developments and delving into the deeper implications.
So keep those minds curious.
Yeah.
Those questions coming.
And those conversations flowing. We're all in this together, figuring out how to navigate this exciting and sometimes uncharted territory of AI. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration of the world of AI.